This is part 2 of the polio series. So what changed in the 1800s that allowed polio to start causing outbreaks and even epidemics? Well, that is a really great question. And I've been doing a lot of research into this. So the first polio outbreak documented in human history was in 1841, where a physician in Louisiana reported 8 to 10 paralytic diseases of infants, and he called them teething paralysis. These were infants who were teething. He called them teething paralysis. What's interesting is at this time, when babies were teething, Mercury tablets were being used. We were literally giving our babies Mercury tablets to help with teething. So they were ingesting mercury, which we're not even allowed to touch anymore, let alone ingest. And it was as common as using Tylenol today. And what's interesting is these paralytic diseases were always around teething infants. That was 1841. Let's fast forward to 1889, when the first use of lead arsenate pesticide hit the United States. There was an infestation of what's called the gypsy moth. And in Medford, Massachusetts, they began using what's called lead arsenate, which is a pesticide, to rid the area of a gypsy moth. Lead arsenate is made from lead and arsenic compounds. And they started spraying it in Medford, Massachusetts, and then they started spraying it all over the northeastern part of the United States. Well, just 4 years later, in 1893, it was the first major outbreak of polio in Boston, Massachusetts. And Boston is only 5 miles away from Medford, Massachusetts. And just 1 year after that, in 1894, there was a massive outbreak of polio down in Vermont, just a couple of states south. Again, they were spraying lead and arsenic-based pesticide to reduce the infestation of the gypsy moth. And within 5 years, there were multiple outbreaks of polio. Remember also at this time that we did not have great sanitation. We were still having horses and cattle in our streets with manure. We still had severe contact with human feces because we didn't have sewage, and we didn't have clean water. And polio was found to be transmitted through the oral fecal route. So if you don't have clean water and it's running in the water, then poor sanitation is going to increase the risk of polio. The question is, why didn't we have these outbreaks before? Because it's not like sanitation got worse in the 1800s. It was starting to improve in the 1800s. Stay tuned for part number 3.